So I have two words to explain this episode. It sucked. And really, 6B has pretty much sucked all the way around. And I'm trying to be optimistic and I want to like it and I want to get back into the show and get excited. But I'm just finding trouble, finding inspiration to love this show again. And I feel like it's some really lazy writing on the part of Marlene and company because the show is really sucky lately. Sorry, not sorry. So, Shower's hole is gone. I just wanted to say that because it sounds so funny. That mysterious hole in Shower Harvey's hotel room has been sealed. I don't know why. I guess she probably had cameras in there or something and she knew the girls knew her secret passageway and she had to get someone to come in and cover it up. It doesn't make sense to me, but I think it's funny that it's gone and I wanted to mention it, so I did. How funny was it when that person who is one of the A's at least takes off that freaking crazy Halloween mask? I mean, that really made me laugh, but it got me so excited because I was like, oh my gosh, yes, we're going to see this person roaming around like as Mailman A and Barista A and whatever in their masks, and we never saw them again. But I still have hope because we have 3 episodes left and I'm hoping I'm going to see them in various crazy costumes so I can get at least a good laugh out of this show. So the election stuff puts me to sleep every single time, and I struggled to watch last week's episode, but I struggled just the same, maybe even more with this week's, and it seemed almost like a repeat for the first half anyway of last week's episode. And I am really sorry that Spencer's mom is sick. I really do feel bad for her, but I really do not care about her election. And even the medical records leaked out and all that stuff. I just find that so boring. So what really annoyed me so much in this episode is the fact that they brought up the whole old storyline of Melissa being a massive red herring. Guys, I don't think she's involved at all. I don't think she is one of the A's or any of that stuff. I just think it's another huge distraction. And what is annoying to me about that is that Melissa has been a red herring in the past and it went nowhere. And it's going to go nowhere this time again. So Aria really screwed up. I had no idea that she never informed Liam that she used to have a serious relationship with Ezra. That is 100% on her. He had every right to be upset with her. Now later on in the episode they reconciled and he forgave her. But oh my gosh, Aria, that was a huge thing to not tell your new man. Like, that is just not right at all. Hannah doesn't seem excited about her wedding. I know. Later on she does set the date and everything, but I still don't think it's going to happen. Not really feeling this Jordan guy. I feel like he's someone who looks great because he does and sounds great and looks good on paper, but probably isn't really all that great in real life. There's this creeper reporter guy, Damien, who is bugging Emily. I think he's a huge distraction. I don't really want to see any more new characters at this point. I know how the show is. I know they're still going to bring out new characters, but I just don't care. The stupid emojis were back just a little bit in the text, like the one that Allie received, which made me completely laugh. I don't know. What else can we say about that? So Aria finally told Ezra that she was ghostwriting his book, and he didn't freak out too much. I mean, I still think that he has a lot of feelings for her, and sometimes I do think that they're going to end up being back together. So my fears were kind of confirmed in this episode because I was getting these little subtle clues that Dr. Rollins could possibly be our big villain. They played some sinister music when he was around. He snuck up behind Allie. He was wondering about the text she was getting. It just seemed all to lead us down the road of him being the villain, because for those of you who have watched the show forever, and I know most of you have, you know that when they throw someone in your face and they're like, this person's evil, blah, 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 it's never that person, but there's someone else in the background who they're throwing out like very small clues, and that's who the person is. So I think it would be beyond ridiculous if Dr. Rollins ends up being Big Bad or Uber A or Big Mac or whatever. That would be so stupid. But I can kind of see them going there. I found it really weird that he was pretty much desperate to marry Allie, and I don't feel like he's known her for that long. I don't understand why Charlotte had a problem with them liking each other. Was it because she was in love with him, they had something going on, she was in love with him and wouldn't leave him alone, so he is the one who killed her? What's up with that? What do you make of that? That didn't make sense to me. This whole situation with Emily and her eggs is pretty laughable to me, because now someone is threatening basically that they're going to go make a baby with Emily's eggs. If the show actually carries this out, that would be beyond ridiculous. I don't see them actually doing that and someone actually having her baby, but I think it's just a big threat from one of the A people, but kind of ridiculous. So we did have a flashback, which kind of was maybe one of the best parts of this episode, where Hannah had run into Melissa in London, like at a fashion party, and Melissa was like drunk and acting crazy and saying some stuff about Rin, which we hadn't heard from Rin in forever, saying that he wasn't very nice, blah, 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 and she wanted to prank call Charlotte. They even mentioned Bethany Young, which is insane, but sadly it probably will never be mentioned again, or not mentioned for like until season 7. But I again think this was pointing at Melissa, just more red herring stuff. I would love for it to mean something, and for it to mean that Rin is, you know, going to be our big villain, or he was somehow really involved in all of this stuff. But I just don't know if the show will go there, because a lot of times it seems like the show wants us to, or they want to do things that they think the fans won't like, which I really don't understand, because I think most of us would have been completely fine if Rin had ended up being A in that season 6A reveal. Believe me, I will completely love it if he is the big bad or the main A. I would just absolutely love that. Yes, a lot of you sent me information that Marlene was saying that there is a twin, but now there's like contradictory information on her Twitter. You guys know I don't follow her, so whatevs. But what do I think about that? When we were doing our live chat, which we do now at 5 p.m. Eastern, so for the next 3 weeks, that's moved up an hour earlier, 5 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays, someone pointed out that they thought that Rin and Dr. R were twins, and that Dr. R was like the evil twin. Now, I can get behind that 100%, and I really like that. But I feel like that's a little bit too smart for this show. But if someone else has an evil twin who we've really never met, and they're the big villain, I think that's a little ridiculous. I just don't want this person to be brand new, or to be someone we've never met for the big villain. I really feel like Hannah does want to get back together with Caleb based on what she said to Ella, because she was saying, you know, two people take time apart, then you come back to your first love. And I don't think she was talking about herself here, or about Ella here. I do think she was talking about herself, because as Ella said, Byron wasn't even her first love. So someone has leaked out the fact that Yvonne, who is Toby's girlfriend, had an abortion in high school. This is kind of negatively impacting, I guess, her mom in the election against Spencer's mom. And Caleb admits to doing this and admits to leaking the medical records, but then later on he tells Spencer that that wasn't even true. But of course, Spencer's mom freaks out with this news and kicks him out, and she's like super mad at him. So what I want to know from you guys, do you think he actually did leak these documents, or do you think that he was actually just making it up? I don't know. I found that to be very confusing. The scene where Emily is chased with a car and someone runs over her iPhone was really silly to me. R.I.P. iPhone, I guess. And then she mysteriously finds the piece of the suitcase that belongs to Melissa, which was possibly used to murder Charlotte. Just seemed a little too convenient to me. After this experience, she figures out that we are dealing with two A's. One who wants to know who killed Charlotte, who she thinks is Shower Harvey, and two who is an actual evil person who was trying to kill her and run her over at the Two Crows Diner. That's the place that she went to investigate all by herself, which literally makes no sense. So I can get behind that. I think that's probably true, that we are dealing with two people here. One who is trying to cover up the murder of Charlotte, and one who is trying to solve it. I do think that is true. Aria is somehow a minister. She probably got this online, because you can get ordained online, and she remarries her parents. So basically the ending to me was a little bit silly, but the only thing I took from our A ending is that there was a piece of wedding cake there, so we're led to believe that, I guess, the super bad A was at Ella and Byron's wedding. Now, it could have been someone we know, or it could just be throwing us off because it was like someone in a service worker uniform or in a mask and no one even noticed them there. I don't know. But Hannah did set a wedding date. I still feel like that's not going to happen. Just want to throw that out there one more time because I'm hoping for Caleb. So, what did you guys think about the episode? If you loved it, feel free to tell me down below because, hey, that's okay. We all have different opinions. But I don't really know what to expect for the next 3 weeks. I guess I should say my expectations are pretty low at this point because I feel like they've just been dishing out some complete crap for us in 6B. So if you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. That would make me so happy. And then you'll see all my PLL stuff, plus a lot of other shows that are similar to PLL that you might find out that you like those even better. Hint, I think you will. So thanks so much for watching this episode of Kellie TV. I'll see you next time.
And if you love me, but you never let me go.